Hello there, my crafty friends. It's Ashley Pfeiffer, the maker behind Stamped AF. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I am so sorry that this video is late. There are a couple of reasons for it. One is technology. I know that's 3, but take 1 didn't work. Take 2 didn't work. And we're now on take 3, and my patience is like about here. So I have gone ahead and I have prepped a whole bunch of the pieces because I just can't bear to do it and have to speed it up and edit it out. So I am sorry. If you need more instruction, please just comment below or send me an email, stampedaf@gmail.com. But I'm kind of over it at this point. So I just want to share this really cute project. So the second reason that this is late is because I just didn't have an idea of what I wanted to share with you this week. I feel like every week I endeavor to bring you like just a blow your mind project. It's not realistic to do that every week. So sometimes it just needs to be a cute card. Not necessarily complicated, not necessarily simple either, but let me flip this around. We'll get our craft on and I will show you take 1, take 2, and we'll make take 3. This is the card. We are using the All Squared Away bundle and the Sweet Symmetry DSP. I just thought that the two worked so well together. I love this card. I love. I was like gutted when I went to edit the video and there was an echo because I had this going and I had this, my iPhone audio going. So everything was echoed and it wasn't like it was in sync. It was just like a millisecond off. So take 2. So cute, right? So we're doing a slimline card and an envelope. Now I am going to link to an envelope that I've done previously because I've already got it cut, scored. We're pretty much ready to go. And I've done it before. So this was take 2. Love this one too. I love the difference between the DSP. This one has some Blushing Bride in there. And I added Flirty Flamingo instead of Calypso Coral. But I mean, they're the exact same card. By the time I'm done, I'm going to have like half a dozen cards. Now, they are all birthday. It says happiest of birthdays to you. That is from the All Squared Away stamp set. So, I mean, you can never have too many birthday cards, right? And I have got a few of my team members who are celebrating birthdays coming up. So, spoiler, these. Okay, so take number 3. We are going to be using a similar cardstock or DSP to this one. And if you can believe it, this DSP isn't one that I was going to get, but I'm almost out of it now. Mainly because of today. So we are using this paper, same idea as the first one, but a little bit different pattern. So like I said, I'm not going to go over the envelope. You can see the one that I did before, but we are going to change the way this closes. I saw a photo not too long ago. You know those interdepartmental envelopes? We're going to do one of those. Now, part of it needs to be done before we assemble this envelope, which is going to be a challenge in itself. So I am using some retired product because unfortunately Stampin' Up! Doesn't keep our circle punches around. Me. And I'm also using a contraband hole punch. You can use any hole punch. We are going to go ahead and punch these together and then we are going to adhere them. So I've got a very small little hole there and we are going to be using the square brads from the round and square brads in the new annual catalog because the circles seemed a little too small. So we might as well put this together now. So I know it's a square in a round, you know, but it is what it is. So I want to let you know that the reason that I have my old earbuds in is because the microphone is still a challenge. Hence take 1 and take 2. So the first time there was an echo. The second time it was these. I had them plugged in, but they were down there and I was using my iPhone for the audio. And every time I moved, it was like, and you deserve better than that. So I almost cried after that one though. And then Dave got home and he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, don't ask. Don't ask. Why? Why is this so hard? Oh, look, I almost lined it up perfectly. Okay, so this part is the challenge because we need to be able to hole punch this. So let's just put a little bit, actually, let's use a glue dot to keep this down. Because we're going to need to be able to get in there. Now on one of, I think it was take 2, I tried doing this after I assembled it. It didn't work. Okay, so we need this to be at about this point. So let's just draw a little circle there. Now, part of the problem with that is that my hole punch is not going to reach that far. And I can't. So because we haven't put it together yet, I am going to go ahead and punch it. Now, on the last take, I did use my take your pick tool, the pokey end, and went through it. But I mean, even the my Stampin' Pierce mat did not reach in there. It's just like a Murphy's Law kind of video today. And Dave's like, how long have you been doing videos? I'm like, over 3 years. It's because I'm trying to use new technology and get all fancy. Now this one is going to be very close to the edge, but that's okay because we are going to be adhering these two together. So I am going to use a little bit of liquid glue on this. We've got our glue dot, which is going to help, but let's just use a line of liquid glue. And then we're going to put a little line at the bottom. You don't want to go crazy because if you cover that whole flap, we've mitered in there. You would actually be closing it so that your card would not fully fit. Okay, so now we've got that. We probably could have done this part before we closed it on up, but living on the edge. Okay, so you can't see this, but I am folding the ends of that brad down. Can you see they're bent down now? So cute, isn't it? Now we probably could have gone a little bit lower on that, but whatever. At this point, I just want to get it done. I want you to see a video. Okay, so we can put this one in here. And you see this hole punch is like the perfect size. I don't know if you could mail it like this. You might want to throw it in another envelope, but if you are just handing it to someone, it would be perfect, right? Okay, not completely aligned, but whatever. Okay, so I am going to use some of my twine. Now you're probably thinking, hey, that retired, didn't it? Yeah, it did. So the snail mail twine just retired, but I stocked up because it was on sale and because when I bought my Baker's Twine Essential Pack, I had an order that used up all of my twine, and I thought, I'm not ordering another one of these and have to use up all 4 of those colors when all I really need is white. Okay, so we are just going to kind of wrap that one around, tuck it in there. You get in, and then we will come around this way. So it's not really adhered. It's not perfect, which is why I'm saying that if you were going to mail this, you might want to put it in a different envelope. And my scissors. So we'll just now, if you come up with a foolproof way of doing that, let me know. But how stinking cute is that? Okay, so that didn't take very long. Well, maybe longer than it should have. But like I said, I have done some of the prep already. So I have my Slimline card here. It's basic white thick. It is 8 3/4 by 7.5, scored at 3 3/4. So that is our card. I highly recommend using your bone folder to burnish this because it will not lay flat for you otherwise. And lining up these squares is kind of a pain to begin with. So you're gonna want it to lay flat. So I'm just using some liquid glue to adhere my DSP. This is 3/4 of an inch, and right now it's the full 12-inch width, and I will just cut that down. And this is just because when I was doing take one, like, God, it feels like yesterday already, I felt like the bottom needed an anchor. It was missing something. And I also wanted to show why I was using the colors that I was using. So just putting that little piece of DSP achieves that. So there we go. You could put that piece on the inside, but not necessary. So, like I said, I did go ahead and prep. I have cut out 3 of each, well, 4 of each. 3 in basic white, 1 in just jade. So I have not glued the just jade ones down yet. I wanted to show you how to do that. I probably could have done all but one and just showed you this one, but I did not. So I am going to use liquid glue. If you want, you could use adhesive sheets, and you would adhere it before you die cut it, of course. But I like using my liquid glue. So we're just going to add a fine line all over the place. Liquid glue also gives you the ability to make little adjustments. So when it slides, you can slide it back. Love that. Now I have also gone ahead and I have die cut my flowers. This is the same process that I used for my white pieces as well. I just added a little bit of glue on the back around the edges on all the larger pieces. I have a little bit too much there, so I can use my take your pick tool, or I can just bring in a baby wipe and wipe that away. And I am putting them in the order that they appear on the card. Not that there's a right or wrong way to do it, but in case you're wondering why I did those layers of basic white, I wanted a bit of dimension, and on my second card, I used the foam adhesive sheets to try and bump it up a little bit. It was kind of a nuisance to get those small little pieces out. And personally, I find it wasteful because there's so many little pieces that come out. I would rather use liquid glue and cardstock like I did instead of having all of that waste. But that's just me. If you would like to do it once and be done, then that will be your best method. You adhere your Just Jade cardstock onto that foam sheet, you die cut it, you poke out the extra pieces, and you're done. I don't want to see so much of the white on there. It is cute if you offset it though. Okay, so now I want to take my flowers and adhere them, but I'm going to pop them up, as you probably noticed on the other one. So for the 2 larger flowers, this one on the end and this one on the end, I am going to use a full-size dimensional and then cover the middle with an embellishment. So I usually find that one petal stands out and will help you landmark how it should go, but you don't have to line them up. You could have them offset, which would look really cute too. Now with this one, because this is my third take, I know that this larger gap here is where the flower meets the stem. I've gotten well acquainted with this bundle today. Okay, now with these itty bitty flowers, and this I should mention, Calypso Coral and Bumblebee are the colors I'm using. I got all nasally there. Anyone else, this is probably a US thing, or the fact that I watched Ace Ventura. When you say Bumblebee, does your head automatically put in tuna? Because mine does. Bumblebee tuna. Now, it's funny because the next flower is also going to be a Jim Carrey reference. Now this one I feel like there could have been 4 flowers, but there are only 3 dies, and one of them kind of goes off the edge, which is super cute. Okay, so the Jim Carrey one. Who else sees a bowl cut there, or Jim Carrey's hair that's hard to say, in, I said liar, liar in one of my takes, but that's not it. Oh, I'm totally blanking. Dumb and Dumber, right? Yeah, he's driving to the airport and has his stupid little bowl cut. So now you're not going to be able to see it without thinking of that. You're welcome. Okay, so I am just, oh, that was a good little twofer. That second one came along for the ride. So I'm just basically building custom dimensionals here. The pause was not for effect. It was trying to figure out what my next word was going to be. Okay, so there are our popped up pieces. We can glue those on. I will grab my genial gems. And because this is the only one that won't be getting genial gems, I am going to add some stink of voila, just so that it shines too. I'm like an old pro at this card now. 3 times, baby. 3 times. Because I don't remember everything. I walk to get my stamps. I walk to get embellishments. I walk. And having like a foot to move, I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so for the one large bumblebee flower, I'm going to I'm going to do one large one in Dark Daffodil Delight. And then for the Calypso Coral, I'm showing you like my 2 worst markers. They're like a mess. It's probably from coloring embellishments. Okay, so we need one large one. Oh, I didn't do my itty bitty baby ones with the daffodil. We need 3 little bitty baby ones. And I'm just going to say it. If you're seeing this video, it means that it worked. If there is no video, I gave up. I'm sitting on the floor rocking and crying. But I'm not doing any more takes because I'm going to run out of GDO gems and sweet Symmetry DSP if I try and do any more of this. Okay, so there is our Calypso Coral. Here is our large bumblebee. Tuna. Here are our 3 itty bitty bumblebees. Speaking of bumblebees, if you have not seen the bumblebee trinkets in person, they are adorable. Maybe we'll put one on here. They are nothing like the ladybug trinkets, which were maybe a little too realistic. The bumblebees are so stinking cute. Okay, ready to assemble. Whoa. Okay, so for assembly, I recommend using a T-square or an L-square, but something that will help you line it up. And the first one isn't so much the problem. I would recommend dry fitting it before you do anything, but I know I'm going to need about that much space. But let's go ahead. I'm basically doing, I'm on centimeters, so I'm doing like 1/2 centimeter, or I guess probably like 1/4 of an inch in between. So I highly recommend doing this part because you don't want to get to the end and be like, oh, they didn't line up. So take the few seconds and do it. You won't regret it. So put some glue. Because I'm using liquid glue, I am going to hold this down for a few seconds. Every other time, I have used either adhesive sheet, just the plain adhesive sheet, or the foam adhesive sheet. So I haven't had to wait for the glue to set. It doesn't take long, but you don't want it moving because if this one moves, they're all going to be crooked. So what you could do if you don't want to mess with the glue, especially on that bottom layer, is do one of them with the adhesive sheets. Do that bottom one. And then it's just like a sticker. A sticker. Okay, so I'm going to leave myself that 1/2 centimeter or so. Now for that, I'm going to grab a baby wipe, but I want to show you a tool that I have that I don't use that often. I tend to forget about it, but oh, such a good one. It's not from Stampin' Up, it's from Amazon. So I will try to remember to leave the link below. Okay, and then always just double check that your ruler hasn't moved on you. Okay, so the one thing I was talking about that's from Amazon, it's not going to be as much of an issue on here, but this is an electric eraser and it is awesome. So when I get adhesive that spills over like that one did, I take this, and it's going to sound like I'm cleaning someone's teeth. I'm not. When my adhesive eraser won't get into an area or it's just making a mess of something, I go to this one. This is the smaller nib. There are wider ones, but I will link to this below and you need to get yourself one. It's like the ladybug vacuum. You need one. Okay, so here is our bumblebee. And can I just show you? He is so cute. Look at the detail. He's so cute. So cute. Now, where to put this guy? I feel like this one has the most amount of space. It's also different because it's the only one that doesn't have an embellishment. So, well, he seems to have chosen right there. It's a little sticky. So I just use a glue dot to adhere them. And so far so good. No one's complained that they had a loose bumblebee in their envelope. Oh my gosh. I want to put them on the other two. So that is all. I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it was so worth it for you. If this was your first time here, I know, I'm sorry, I'm late. I hope that you will consider hitting that subscribe button below. You will catch a new video each and every week. Most weeks, like 99%, but sometimes life just gets in the way. Sometimes it may be late like this one. Sometimes it may not happen, but few and far between. If you live in Canada and need any of the supplies to make this or any other project using Stampin' Up product, I would love to earn your business. Just realized I didn't stamp my birthday in there, so I will do that quickly. If I didn't mention this yet, I don't think. We are currently in a demonstrator pre-order for the July to December catalog, which unfortunately was delayed, so it's now like the August to December catalog. But demonstrators can pre-order from that. And if you have ever considered joining Stampin' Up, now is a good time. It's never a bad time. But now is a great time because you can add items from that pre-order to your starter kit. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. I have an amazing growing team. We meet once a month virtually. I don't know if I'm going to go back to in-person meetings. We'll see. But we meet once a month. We go over so much fun stuff. You get 2 free tutorials from me every month. You get discounts on classes. We have creative challenges. There's just so many reasons to join. So any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me. And one more little thing. I feel like I need something to draw the eye up, so I'm just going to add a little bit of twine. And then we'd be done. Oh, I just love it with that bee on there. Do you ever find that the more you make a project, or if you let it sit, you'll come up with alternate ideas like, oh, why didn't I think of that originally? Time is a wonderful thing. You've also had a little bit of distance from it. Like when I'm standing here and looking at it, there might be something that I see differently versus when it's just kind of sitting around. I don't know if that makes any sense. Anyways, I digress. Okay, so there is a very itty bitty bow. If you find that it's too far over, just open up the card and drag it. So that is all. I hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you soon, my crafty friends. We'll do one wave down here and one wave up here.